Welcome back to the CEO series. My name's Pete Hull, founder and CEO of Fitstop, and today we are joined by our first Fitstop Texas franchise, the team from Fitstop Memorial. Thank you so much for joining me.
Well, howdy. Excited to be here.
Super excited.
We're going to jump in the deep end straight away. I want to hear from both of you what it was about Fitstop that drew you to making the decision to firstly signing a multi-unit franchise deal and also jumping straight in to be the first GM of our studio there in Memorial. Vic, over to you first.
Yeah, so for me, it was all about the community that as soon as I walked in, people were talking to each other, people were cheering each other on. I just kind of knew within like 2 minutes, after seeing everything, how the studio was just like vibing. It's just like, yeah, I want to bring this to Houston. I don't just want to bring one. I want to bring multiple.
Hey, everything's bigger in Texas, right?
I just kind of ran out of money where I would have done more, right? So maybe the wife needs to spend a little less money at Nordstrom's. No, I absolutely believed in the product because Houston is very relationship focused, community driven, right? So it was just a natural fit from a product standpoint of Fitstop coming to Houston. So it was just very natural. It was just like, you're not introducing a new product. It's just like, this is part of Houston DNA, right? It's been missing.
Yeah, you guys are big on team sport, big on performance, and we're really excited to be there. So thanks for choosing Fitstop.
Yeah.
Ryan?
So for me, Houston is like a fitness industry, but we don't have anything like Fitstop in the Houston area. So once I kind of saw like the model and layout for it, I was super excited to be a part of the team because again, this is something that we hadn't seen before. I've been in the fitness industry for over 12 years. So this was just something very excited to kind of jump on board, especially since it's like the first one in Texas. Super excited to see the growth on it and kind of like launch that off. So can't wait to see where it goes.
And you've just had your first experience training in a Fitstop. You guys are here in LA.
Yes.
We're doing induction at the moment out of Fitstop Santa Monica, our corporate studio. What was the first experience like? What's been your takeaways so far?
Well, my first and foremost, the class. I just took my first class yesterday, and when I walked in, the energy was like insane. The coach was great. You can tell that they're very intentional, and that kind of stood out to me. So I knew like, okay, this is kind of where I wanted to be. And then being on the backside with like the training and development, kind of seeing how behind the scenes worked, I was super sold. So just kind of ready to see where it goes.
Yeah, I love that. I love
Totally.
that. We're going to jump a little bit deeper into, I guess you just touched on your past and what you've also been a part of in the fitness industry.
Yeah.
But Vic, I'll throw it back over to you. Sport is in your blood, or did I say that wrong? In America, we're sports, right? So sports runs in your blood deep.
Yes.
Where does it come from? How has sport fitted into your life?
Yeah.
Tell us a bit more about you.
Yeah, so from a family standpoint, my parents were both professional athletes.
Here's the flex.
No flex whatsoever. My parents were both professional athletes in China on a national volleyball team. My dad coached at University of Houston's women's volleyball team. I was sadly the kid on ESPN crying because I wanted to go to bed. But I was kind of flat-footed, right? So I couldn't jump as high. So my volleyball career kind of ended fast. But in college at Texas A&M, whoop. I was on the rowing team. I was also in the Corps Cadets. So it was the team environment. It was a camaraderie environment that after graduation, I really just missed, right? And, just kind of walking around the gym trying to figure out what to do, from workout of the day standpoint, waiting for the weights, just like, no, this is not it for me, right? So as soon as I saw Fitstop, I was just like, how many can I bring to Houston?
Yeah, love that. Love that. And Ryan, I know you've been in the industry a long time now, 10 plus years. What we've already experienced with you in Fitstop, it's very evident that you're a high performer. Tell us more about what got you into fitness. Where's your sporting background from, and what drew you to chasing a career in the fitness world?
Yeah, so I have been in sports my entire life from when I was a kid through school. My dad played football at TSU in Houston, and he's more of the athlete. My mom thinks she's an athlete, but she's cute. So once I graduated, I kind of was looking for like a new industry. My first job, I was busting tables, and I knew I couldn't do that forever. And my sister actually was in the company that I had gotten into. And so she brought me onto it. I was sold on the fitness industry, and now I'm like, how could I ever leave it? this is all I know. It's ball.
Yeah. And so you were with OTF early on.
Yes.
And part of the founding team that brought it to Texas as well, Houston.
Yes.
What was that like in the early days?
It was a grind. We were like begging people to come in to try a free class, and begging people to do something for free is like crazy, but that's like really where we were. We were handing out the free session cards in the mall, outside, going to all of the businesses. So we literally launched like Orangetheory Houston from 1 studio to 27 studios pretty quickly.
Amazing.
And I was lucky enough to be a part of the team that kind of did that. So I started like with the founder and AR out there, and we literally just like worked our way up to build this huge, massive company of Orange Theories.
Well, success leaves clues. What do you think you learnt through that phase, growing to and scaling to 27 studios, and no doubt building some incredible communities? And I'm sure you've got some amazing career highlights. But what are the top 3 things that you want to take from those learnings to plug into the expansion of Fitstop?
Yeah, for sure. First and foremost is always just go with the grow. Whenever
go with the grow.
Yes, you have to. Whenever a company's expanding, you can't always like think it's going to be like this tiny little mom and pop forever. You know what I mean? So you really have to like understand the industry, find out what does and doesn't work, and really like lean into it. Community is a huge thing also. You don't have a successful company in fitness without community. So that was one of my big things, like to really like hone in on that also. I could talk to anybody in the lobbies. So like building those relationships was a huge thing for me. And then just staying like consistent with it. You know what I mean? A lot of people get into a company and they think that they love it, and then they just kind of get complacent with it.
Yeah.
But you have to like love the product also. So I was a diehard Orange Theory girl for a very long time, but now I'm looking forward to be a diehard Fitstop girl.
No, we're very grateful to have you for sure. So
totally
excited for that. And I'm excited to learn as well. You've been part of a fast growth scaling business. Fitstop for us, we're all about performance and progress, and I truly love to embody that. So I've already learned things off you so far in this induction, and I think that's how it definitely should work. Vic, you're an analytical guy. Yes. You have a career outside of being a Fitstop owner also. You've had amazing milestones throughout that career.
Yes.
No doubt you've done a lot of research before you chose Fitstop. Why did Fitstop win in the end? I know you were close to signing with multiple different brands throughout your research. Why did we win?
I think, as I was doing the evaluation, right? First, Australia's probably 5 years ahead of the U.S. from a fitness industry standpoint. So when you look at it from a leader standpoint, let's ride the wave, of who all is coming in first, right? And coming in hot in the U.S. And, I first wanted to find someone that was mature in the Australia market, right? And that was clearly us. And then what really drew me to Fitstop was honestly you and Beck, right? Like, it's not like CEO and operator, kind of chain of command, right? It's more like a business partner, right? And that was kind of like it wasn't even like a long decision, right? It was like an easy decision that you guys are in it with us, right? Sorry, Australia, but, Pete and Beck have moved to the U.S., which is great for us, right? And, having you guys here, right, it's just kind of like, man, they're in it to make sure that we succeed, or I succeed, right? And that was just like, it was too easy of a decision for me, right? And the economics was just there, right? When I looked at it from an economic standpoint, right, I kind of dug into the investment banking side of me, right? Mm-hmm. And just like the numbers work out in every single way. But outside of that, right, the DNA of Fitstop is community, right? And, if you have a good established community, it's just an easy product to sell, right? So.
Yeah, I know, again, you'd been through the process, other brands.
Right.
And from what I understand, that was quite a lengthy process.
Right.
You just said, though, as soon as you kind of came into contact with Fitstop, you knew exactly what you were looking for, and that made the decision easier. In your DD process, what were you looking for overall? And was there any engagement with our current network, or what was your interaction like?
No, that's a great question, right? So during the research point, that put me in touch with a couple franchisees in Australia, right? First of all, I was like, I can't understand what you guys are saying. But the energy that they had, right, behind the product, right? And then just like the passion about it, I was just like, dude, you guys are just like eat, sleep, and breathe it. I love it, right? And they were just like, you're not going to regret this decision, right? And I was just like, okay, fine. But during the process, I did a lot of due diligence, right? Mm-hmm. Like I, looked at every single video that you guys had, looked at every single Instagram reel that you guys had. So come, the day I visited you guys, it wasn't really a pitch from you guys, right? I already knew what I was getting myself into.
Yes.
It was more about the people, right? And then like, you can't have a successful organization if you don't have the right people in place. And that just made the decision so easy, right? Like you were just like in it, right? Even right now during the construction process, you're in it as a partner, right? And that's just great. Like other brands, like that wouldn't be a thing, right? And that's the key part of it.
Yeah, no, it works both ways. Like we were really excited. Beck was excited off that first call. You made the commitment to fly out to LA and try the product, which is really meaningful for us. For us, franchising is a genuine partnership. We don't grant licenses to anyone and everyone, especially this stage in the US. We really want to make sure we're protecting the brand, and we've got thought leaders and innovators that want to take this into their own environment. So for us, it's about having that business knowledge and experience, being obsessed about fitness, and really wanting to build a sound community that they're proud of. That's when we know we succeed. And that's why it was a big yes from us as well. I know throughout the process, the conversations we all had was your founding team was going to be vital, right? Yes. You weren't here to do one studio and be an owner operator. You were here to do multiple. You said starting with 4, but the goals are much more ambitious than that.
Very much.
And it's all possible. You spoke to multiple people in Australia that have achieved it. But we were very big on crafting out your perfect team. And I think you've had a really clear vision from day one. How did you find Rian? Why did you choose her? Or why did she choose you?
Yeah.
What's that process been like? Because a lot of people out there will be like, oh yeah, like I really want to do these things. However, like I don't maybe have this experience, or I need to build a team. They get nervous about that. And it can really make or break your first launch. So tell us about that process.
Yeah.
Ryan's like, go on.
For me, my career has always been building teams, right? And that's what I've kind of excelled at, even from college and then through my professional career. I've built teams, right? And you can have a really strong team, but if the right people aren't there, you're not going to go anywhere, right? And when Rian kind of came along, I was like, are you serious? Like, she's so accomplished. Why would she join my team, right? And I was just like, you know what? Fitstop is a brand that, should be recognized and will be recognized as soon as we open here in Houston. Of course, she's going to want to join us, right? And I started, I did my research on Rian. I was just like, yeah, how fast can we get her, as part of our team? And hopefully you felt the same way.
Yeah. And I guess I'll throw that question back to you. Like that recruitment process, the outreach, and then that first initial investigation, what was it that drew you to Fitstop? And what would you say to other, I guess, whether it's a coach, a manager, or people in the fitness industry that maybe get nervous sometimes to switch brands?
Yeah. So it's actually funny. I sought him out. So I found Fitstop.
Mm-hmm.
One of my coaches at the time, it was presented to her and she was like, this isn't for me, but I know somebody who is going to execute this.
Yeah.
Here she is.
Mm-hmm.
So that was me. I reached out to him.
Right.
I did like my deep dive first as well. I, got in contact with some of the people out in California that aren't in Fitstop just to hear what Fitstop was in the streets, just to make sure this was something that I would definitely be interested in. Again, I had a career at the same company for as long as I was, so I wanted to make sure leaving was the right move.
Yeah.
After, chatting with Vic, I was like, we're absolutely out. Like,
Kobe.
Yeah. Like I knew that this was where I needed to be and like the next, I guess, angle for where my career was going. Yeah.
Amazing. And I was fortunate enough, again, through the onboarding process with Vic, I was very firm, and I don't normally do this, but I was very firm on like, I really want to interview the final candidates.
Yeah.
I really want to make sure I'm signing off in that first building. I literally flew out last week and we went through the floor plan. Again, that doesn't happen for every studio, but we know the first one is super important. And that's the conversation I had with you, right? Is the first one sets the tone, sets the standard. We get this right, it goes to the moon.
Yeah.
And with my conversation with you, I was super excited because you said you ticked all the right boxes, right?
Yeah.
Like obsessed with fitness, really selfless, want to give back, want to grow people around you, have the experience from a startup phase of a brand to growth, because it is very different than plugging into a brand that's already been built.
Yeah.
You need to go through those grassroots again. And I also felt you were really hungry because some people don't want to do that journey again. It's just they don't have it in them. And again, for myself and Beck, like we've moved country now to make sure we can bring that same form of energy that we had in startup phase in Australia. We're super lucky that we've got an amazing team in Australia, some awesome franchise partners. It's a really mature market for us now, but I really look for that same kind of energy. And I found that straight away. I think I messaged Vic and I was like, yep, she's it.
Well, that's what stood out to me too. Like I loved like the early stages of Orangetheory. Like I just loved growing that market and knowing that opportunity is here to like really like, expand the Fitstop in Houston. I know that it will take off. So I'm like super excited to be a part of that journey. And then like he said, talking with like y'all, it does not feel like some companies, it's very much like you're a number in this, but like dealing with you guys, it feels very much like I'm a person and not just another employee. So that was really like intriguing to me as well.
Yeah, go.
Yeah.
All right, let's fast forward. We're in it, right?
Yeah.
So we start pre-sale.
Yes.
We start the 12-week pre-sale next week, which is great. But you've signed a lease, signed a franchise agreement.
Right.
We scouted for leasing opportunities. You've signed a lease. You've started construction. DFIT's done. Actual construction starts next week.
Yeah.
We kick off the official 12-week launch. Currently, you're sitting at how many members?
43 now.
43.
Yeah.
43.
Yeah.
Which is incredible. We're not even live yet. You've got an Instagram page set up, a landing page set up. You've been onboarded.
Right.
To date, what has the onboarding process been like for you? How has that flow been? And then we're now in induction. So you're over in LA. We're doing a 4-day induction. Plus you're staying on for practical for next week. What have you learned so far? Give us the wrap.
Yeah. I think for me is having a coach to kind of guide you along the way has been great. It's just like, I don't feel like I signed a franchise agreement and good luck, right? And I've heard horror stories about other franchises that are that model, right? I feel like I'm back in college again, where I'm having to go through all these courses.
Yep.
And if it's not done by the end of the month, I get a kind email.
Hopefully not too kind. Bruce should be on you.
I have like 3 more courses left.
Yeah, it's
right?
good.
But no, it's been good, right? And it's kind of like validates my assumptions coming in. It's like I have a standard that that will be withheld, or kept along, right, or whatever the word is.
Yeah.
In Houston, right, we have a standard, and going through the courses, you guys are lockstep with the standards that I have, right? And like I was going through the CBT, I'm like, I don't really have to go through this because go through the training. But it was just like, yes, we have a high standard that we're going to withhold here in the U.S. And it came from Australia. They have a high standard over there, but once we over here, if we have that high standard, it's just, the moon. That's where we're going, right? So yeah.
Maybe to Mars. That's where Elon wants to go.
Mars, right? Tesla's going to Mars, right? Is that what it is? Yeah.
But I guess the same from our side. We love compliance, and we are really formal in some way around the onboarding process. Because again, we know when we get the onboarding process right, everyone wins, including us, right? We've got an amazing team in the US. You're working directly with Bruce, our BPC here, and Katie, who's running all of our brand. So much energy, so much experience. You got to learn firsthand from Samaj, who runs our fitness department. Like we're quite a large team for the size we are, but because we invest so early in you guys, because that's what's going to create the success versus 10 phone calls to myself or back to the Australian team, which just does not work. Ryan, you've been a part of, again, big brands in the past. Has there been any differences in your onboarding to date? Any new learnings? How has it felt for you?
Yeah, so I love the fact that it's all tied into one. Like you're learning the fitness, you're learning the sales, you're learning the operations, you're learning the marketing. Typically those are separated in Orangetheory.
Mhm.
So this has been like a refreshing onboarding, I guess you could say. Like I feel like I'm getting so much information that's super valuable that I won't have to go ask somebody or go to a different department to go to figure it out. Like it's all being taught to me on onboarding. So by the time we kick off, I'm like ready to roll. You know, I don't have any questions or
Mm.
I don't know how that works with marketing or let me double check if we can do that. Like
Yeah.
it's all frontline. It's all given to me. I'm prepped and I'm ready.
Love it.
Yeah.
She's completed all of it. I still have 3
Yeah.
months.
We know you're lagging, Nick. That's okay. Right? That's why you hired an amazing GM,
Yeah.
right? You can steer the ship, but we've got someone there to make sure it goes in the right direction.
Right.
Let's fast forward a little bit. Let's talk about vision for First Studio, Fitstop Memorial. What's this place going to be like? What's your expectations for it? Membership day one. What are you trying to create? What do you want Memorial to know about what you're bringing there?
Yeah, for my vision standpoint, you know, it's a studio, it's a community, right? It's not, let's go work out at Fitstop. Let's meet up at Fitstop, right?
Yeah.
Let's go
I
work
love
out
that.
there.
Yeah.
The space is so intentionally designed
Mhm.
so that, you know, people come before the chit chat, work out, right? Get your sweat on, and then you stay after the recovery. We're going to be the only place that has a recovery zone.
Gonna give Hyperice a little plug? No.
This is
This is not a paid ad.
TBD. But yeah, we're gonna have a recovery zone so that people can properly take care of themselves, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like our lead coach Fred, he's always like trying to find ways for his folks to like recover, right? But he doesn't have that capability. So he is so excited for us to have that, right? And then local partnerships. I've been really intentional about bringing local partners into our studio, right? Our GC down the road from me, right?
Yeah.
The folks that are retrofitting out our studio from a sound system, Turtlebox, down the road from us, right? I'm not bringing in national brands. I'm bringing in local brands, right? Because we're really intentional because we want that local community vibe.
Yes.
And I want that to carry throughout multiple locations that we, bring to Texas.
Something I loved about when I was over last week, you're speaking to your community and you started talking to the fact that it wasn't your gym. It was their gym. And you started listing off all your founding names. I feel like I was almost about to cry. Like you started saying like, oh, it's Jen's gym and it's Jeff's gym and it's Mary's gym. Like, like you're so authentic about that piece, community, and Fitstop obviously is a training product. It brings all of that to life. We train as a team. That's just what we do. Right? It forces human connection. So yeah, I genuinely believe when you say those things, it's like community is so important to you. Like that makes me excited for sure.
Well, when it's like, Brian's or Evans or whatever, right? Their gym, it's, they take care of it.
Yes.
Along with me, right? Like, they're not going to let, the walls go crumble or whatever. Or like they'll re-rack their weights, right? Because, it's their gym. And they also know where they live, right? So, because I live in a neighborhood.
Yes. I love it. All right, Ryan, right to your goals. Studio manager, studio number one.
Yes.
What's this place going to look like on day one?
Day one, I want Fitstop Memorial. This is going to be the flagship studio. This is going to set the standard for all of our other studios to come. So I want to build like the place to be. It's not, like he said, just another gym. Like this is different from any other gym in Houston. Like we want to really showcase that and like build on that. We want to tap into the community, kind of let it speak for itself. I would like to just really get the ball rolling. I want an opening day. I know we have a goal to beat Playa.
Playa
So that's
everything.
Yeah.
Construction too, maybe.
Well, fun fact, we have a LA studio opening potentially 3 weeks before you guys, and I know it's head-to-head at the moment. It's really similar pre-open numbers right now, so it's on.
I'm competitive.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I just want to really build that out, make that our flagship so we can expand into not only other like areas of Houston, but other areas of Texas.
Yes, I love that. And who's Fitstop for? Someone listening right now that's interested in taking their fitness to the next level. Maybe they're feeling a bit stale. They haven't moved for a while. Like who do you want Fitstop to be for, Fitstop Memorial to be for?
Everyone. Fitstop is for your beginner. Fitstop is for your elite athlete. Fitstop is for your mom who doesn't have time. Fitstop's for everybody. I really do want to like showcase that as well and really like make everybody feel included. We want to get into the communities of the older crowds, the younger crowds, everybody in between, and let them know like this is for you. This isn't just it's not something to where you have to be a certain fitness level to get in on. It's literally gonna give you the results no matter what.
Yeah, for sure. I love it. And that's what we've seen over been doing this for 15 plus years now. And the product really came from a functional strength and conditioning program that was then able to be scaled for the masses.
Yeah.
And, some of the tokens we say all the time is we lift weights with our mates. We're social strength training. We genuinely train as a team, and you guys have already been able to experience that. Walking into the gym for the first time, being greeted by a coach, explained the workout, being grouped up with new friends, to be taken and coached through that entire workout, so that you can get the most out of the workout for you. You're not yelled at the whole time, watching a clock and sprinting through reps. It's genuinely your pace, your weights, so that you can get the most out of the workout. Yeah. And we absolutely have had elite athletes like Olympic Games gold medalists in the room with a 65-year-old grandma that's pushing through weights and creating this vibe that feels so inclusive. And I can just see you guys are going to bring that to Texas, and it's going to be a huge success. So I'm really excited.
Yeah. Super excited as well.
What's your message to the Houston market? What's next? What's the next step in this process as this starts to air? Where are you guys going to be sitting in relation to your open?
Oh man, maybe we'll get an Australian accent out of this. Definitely learning some different words that's not in the Webster dictionary. What to expect? The most balanced workout that you will ever experience, from the lifting side to the cardio side, right?
Yeah.
This is science backed. This isn't something that you can get anywhere, right? I've been to so many studios in Houston, and I don't want to dog out the studios, but half the stuff is all made up.
Yeah.
Right. And, the coach could care less if, you're a new person. There's no welcome effect, right? There's no follow up. There's nothing, right? And that's everything that we bring to Fitstop, right? And Houston, you're going to love it.
Yeah. One thing I did notice, like with taking the classes at Fitstop versus all of the other places I've taken before as well, you physically can't plateau here. Like, I know other places love to say, like, we do different workouts, you'll never plateau. But then you'll notice that you've been taking those classes or, going to work out there, and the coach kind of gets used to just going in and on a pilot. What is it called? Co-pilot? Autopilot. Autopilot. And then they just go in and coach the class. Here, it's like, okay, if you don't feel like you're getting stronger, I'm going to challenge you to up your weights. Yeah. I'm going to challenge you to do this. And that's not something that you typically see. So you physically can't plateau here. It's going to be great.
It's like the coach knows you.
Yeah.
Right here. They know your name. They're like your therapist too, guys. Like,
maybe we'll say personal trainer.
Personal trainer, right? And therapist,
Don't complain about your boyfriend.
Yeah. Because if you complain about your wife or your husband, right, they're going to come to the next class anyways, right? So you're here, both sides are here. But, it's the personal training effect that you'll get. And, in Santa Monica, the couple of days we've been here, it's just like, wow, like we have a group of like 20 to 30 people in a class, but you still feel like, you're getting pushed by a coach. Like, hey, you need to ask more weight, Vic. I'm like, what? Why? And, you have that group effect, and you feel very social. You don't feel like you're left out in the corner and like, oh, I'm, just here, right? So, yeah,
Love
you're
it. Guys, I'm super excited for you. Have loved having you in LA. Have loved being a part of the process that you guys have gone through, and especially the induction. This launch, I'm going to predict it, is going to be our biggest launch in the US because everything's bigger in Texas.
Yes.
Thanks so much for being with us today. And stay tuned, guys. These guys are going to launch with a bang. Let's get it, Texas.
Awesome. Thank you.